Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's Ambassador webinar. As you can see, we've got a pretty full agenda. This is Brenda. It'll just be me today. We have an office-wide meeting here at KWRI that happens once a month, and this month it happened to fall at the same time as the webinar. So Kevin and Adam, who usually are on the call, are involved in the meeting. They may pop in a little bit later, but if not, you'll be stuck with me for the next 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm just going to advance the slides and start with topic number one, something I know that you're all excited about and curious about, and that's the new KW websites, the second round of early adopters. We spoke with the product team who is rolling out the new websites and confirmed they do have everybody's associate ID and email address that's in white pages if you are a technology ambassador. And again, the way that we determine who is a tech ambassador is through your market center's intranet that's powered by Backagent. So somebody on your leadership team would need to put you in the technology ambassador group, and then we pull from that system. We do that once a week. And we did a poll last week and submitted all of the names, all of the email addresses that are on file for you in white pages to our product team. The launch for the second round of early adopters will be in mid-December. And as the third bullet says, you can expect to get a communication by email prior to that. So we'll get through Thanksgiving, and then early December, we'll have a little bit more information about exactly when that's going to go out. But for anybody on the call who's in group one, it'll work the same way for group two. You'll get an email that tells you when you'll be able to access the link. And then there will be a link on MyKW that you'll click, and then you'll log in. You'll have a temporary password sent to you. You'll use that to log in, and then you will have a very basic site that's set up for you, and you get to customize that and flesh it out. So, and don't worry, we will definitely have a webinar for everybody in the second round of early adopters to kind of give you a tour of all that you can do to get that set up. A question came in: if I have access to the KW Technology intranet, does that mean I am officially a tech ambassador? Not necessarily. The KW Technology intranet, the community, is available to anyone who is an ambassador or a tech coordinator. On that note, we also provided a list of all of the tech coordinators to the team. They haven't given us 100% confirmation that every tech coordinator can be added, but they are working on it. So I didn't want to promise that. But we are trying to get everybody, if you're a member of the tech community, we're trying to get you in. One thing that did pop up as they were going through the list is that many of you, well, not many of you, but a number of you don't have an MLS ID, and that very well might be that you're purely in a technology training or support role. You aren't an active agent, and you're not a member of an MLS. If that is the case, then your website, as you can imagine, isn't going to have a working IDX because you're not a member of an MLS. So, and that's the same for the eEdge websites. So what that means for you, option one or scenario one is that there just won't be a working IDX, and you'll be able to use the website as a shell and use all the other features. It just won't have listings on it. Or the second scenario, which would be ideal, is that you have a sort of demo IDX so that you actually can experience how to work with listings on your website. So one of the two scenarios will happen, and as we know more, you will be updated. And yes, if you're in Canada, this is rolling out to all Canadian and US associates, I believe. I'm going to make a note. 99% sure, and I will let you know if that's not the case. Thank you for asking. Okay, so good news. Happy to share that with you all. Okay, some more good news is that eEdge has some more updates. These are coming out every couple of weeks. This has been great. The first one, so if you are new to eEdge, you should know that if you go to the screen that you're seeing here, and that is your admin tab in eEdge, you see that up at the top, go to the admin menu, and then you're going to go to the My Account tab, and on this tab you have the option to subscribe to daily alert emails. And what daily alert emails are, you'll receive them at your whatever email address you specify here. So when you subscribe every day, if you have anything to be alerted about, you'll get an email. So it summarizes your contacts, website activity, so anything that new has happened on your website that you need to take action on, any current reminders in eEdge that are coming up that you need to know about, and you will also have details on contacts that have recent activity. So let's take a look at what this alert has looked like. This has been around now for a while. Let me erase my drawings. So up until this week, the daily alert email looked, oops, I went too far, something like this. So it was all text, and our vendor market leader definitely has been getting feedback on that it's not the most engaging email to read, and because of that, some agents may have stopped paying attention to it. And also you would know that you got it when you received an email from market leader in your inbox, and it would have the subject line, "See who visited your website." So as I said, this sample shows you that it would give you any new contacts, any contacts that were in the trash that you might want to go back and retry, any reminders, etc. So this email has gotten a makeover, and you may have already received it today if you've subscribed. So it looks much nicer. It's also mobile optimized. This is the new design, and it also has a new subject line. So now you'll see your daily alert summary in your inbox. Same information, just a much cleaner, mobile optimized, more intuitive design. So here are your new contacts, warm, hot, pending, and sold contacts, tells you how many you've got, how many reminders you've got due today, how many people registered on your website. So much, much nicer, and we hope you enjoy that new design. So if it's something that you haven't been paying attention to, once again, I'll bring up that screen. This is where you would go to turn on that subscription. Log into eEdge, go to your admin menu, go to the My Account tab. On that tab, you'll have a list of options. You'll click Activity Alerts on the left side, and then at the very bottom of that screen, you'll see the Daily Alerts section. You'll click the Edit button to make any changes. It's a yes/no flag for subscribed, and then make sure you've put the email in there that you're going to be checking on a regular basis. Okay. Oops, I'm going ahead of myself again. Here's another update. This is something that has been on our wish list for a long time. And the scenario is that you've got 23 contacts on a campaign. Let's say you've got an 8x8 buyer lead campaign running. You have 23 new buyers. The time comes where it's the touch in that campaign that is a phone call to those buyers. Previously, if you went into your reminders, you would have 23 individual reminders, one for each of those leads, and it just took up a lot of space. Now, as of Wednesday, you've got one reminder that consolidates all of those contacts into one. So let me go into our test account in eEdge and show you live what that actually looks like. So one moment, please. Okay, so let's take a look at Annie Agent's dashboard. So under My Leads, I'll click on New Leads. And she has this very scenario happening. She has an 8x8 buyer campaign running. And let's scroll down here to upcoming reminders. So right here, she's got a reminder. What type of it? It is a phone call. It's due today. And here's all the contact names that are on that reminder. So your actions would be edit, complete, or delete. So let's edit it and take a closer look. So now over here on the side, you can see that there are 35 contacts who need to get this phone call. The reminder, as always, includes details. In this case, it's the script that you would use on the phone call, the due date, the time. So you can go through your list. Conveniently enough, there's all the phone numbers if they have them. And you would just go down the list, call, use your script, and then mark each call as complete. And then notice here you have a filter. You can see which ones are still incomplete if you want to jump out and come back again. So hopefully that makes life easier for you. Again, we know that that's something that has been on your wish list and ours for a while now. So we're happy to have that in place. Additionally, the multi-contact reminders, which is what this is called, is also working in the mobile version. So for example, if you were on the mobile version and logging into eEdge and you wanted to add a reminder, you'd get the add reminder pop-up box and you can add multiple contacts to it. And then when you look at your reminders list in eEdge on your mobile device, you'll see right here that this reminder in particular has multiple contacts on it. So more good news. And finally, another enhancement has gone into production this week, and that is that it's easier now to find the property you're looking for if there's one that you want to feature. When you go into eEdge and you click on Market My Listings, and you go to your Listings tab, all of your listings will be listed there for you. This is what it used to look like. And now you've got little thumbnail photos like this next to each one. So again, just makes it that much faster to identify which listing you're looking for or want to feature. And what's also old and new again is that on MyKW, if you go to MyKW and on the black menu bar, click Technology eEdge Resources, and I'll actually demonstrate that live for you. The product updates are back. So we are back to adding anything that's new in eEdge to this page, so you don't have to remember which ambassador webinar or blog it was where we mentioned a new feature. They're going to be saved here permanently, and then this is a link that you can share in your Market Center. So let me bring that up briefly so you know how to get there. Okay, so we'll just start here at the MyKW homepage. I'm going to hover over the technology menu, and the very first item is eEdge Resources. And over on the right side is a list of the product updates with the most recent ones at the top. So I'm not sure exactly when something is considered to be no longer new. I'm thinking 30 days. So with that logic, everything that's happened in the last 30 days is flagged as new. So the ones I just showed you today, the daily alert email update, Market My Listing has thumbnails, multi-contract reminders, etc. Click on any one of those links and it will take you to a mini page that details what that feature is all about. So again, that's something that you can share in your Market Center. Okay. So let me pause for one moment and go back to where we left off. Okay, so the next one is our answer, one of several answers to the question that we know all of you get very often. Our support team still considers this to be one of their top 10 questions that they get over and over and over again, and that's how do I get my profile completeness score to 100%? We know everybody wants that. On top of that, yes, it's great to have your profile up to 100% complete. It's also important that you're purposeful when doing that so that it actually drives business your way, whether that be new consumer leads or leads that other agents refer to you, because you do have both an internal referral profile as well as an externally facing profile on kw.com. So Kevin and I, and Kevin has just stepped in. Well, yell hello. He's looking over my shoulder. We've put together a workshop that I will open up live for you on the KWU website. But just like the eEdge workshop and the mobile app workshop that we've delivered to you over the last several months, now you've got another class in a box that you can download from this page, and you've got everything you need to teach a 1-hour workshop. Just get everybody in a room. Let's sit down. Let's get your profiles complete. You're in and out in an hour and you're done. And it tells you exactly what needs to happen to get your profile to 100%. And again, be purposeful about how it's done. So how do you find it? So starting at the MyKW homepage, we'll go to Education, Keller Williams University, or you can see the URL is kwu.kw.com. You can just type that in. Once you're there, you can navigate to it by going to All Products, Browse A through Z, and it starts with M for Maximize Your KW Agent Profile. The fastest way, though, is to use the search field up here in the upper right corner, and then just type in profile. There aren't many things that have profile in them, and then you'll see it right here. Maximize Your KW Agent Profile Workshop. So let's click that link. Up in the right corner, you have download. This blue button is going to give you one big zip file that contains a bunch of PDFs, which you can get to individually in the toolkit. So let's take a look at the toolkit so you can see what comes in that download. So below the course description, here's your overview tab, which just explains what agents are going to do in this 1-hour workshop. They're going to look at their kw.com profiles through the lens of a consumer, critique it, and think about what they'll want to change to make it even better. They'll do the same for their internal referral profiles that can only be seen by other KW agents. That's through the MyKW referral network. And then finally, they'll learn how to use the MyKW profile editor, their white pages editor, to get their profiles complete and full of great keywords for SEO and also words and phrases, information that's going to make them shine online. So that's what the workshop encompasses. And now let's take a look at what is in the toolkit. It's broken down into 2 categories. Student files. So students will get 3 handouts, and these handouts, we recommend that you send these to the students before the workshop. We give you a template to write an introductory email to the students, and to that email you'll attach these 3 documents. One is a profile map for your kw.com profile, one's a profile map for the agent referral profile, and one is a profile completeness key. So we went around trying to find what's the best way to explain to agents what they need to do to get their profile complete. And let's show you what we came up with. One moment, please. Okay, so here is the kw.com profile map. So what we did as we went through, Annie Agent, she has, you can't actually really find her on kw.com. This is a little bit of a mock-up, but we tried to flesh out her profile to the highest degree possible. So this profile has it all. And you'll notice that each piece of the profile has a little letter or number next to it. So to explain what those numbers and letters mean, I'm going to go back to the course. Hold on one moment. Got too many tabs open at once here and I'm getting myself lost. Okay, let's go back to the course page. So that's what the kw.com agent profile map looks like. To work with that map, your agents will also have this profile completeness key. So they're going to look at these side by side. So you saw on the map, it was the picture of a profile, a screenshot, and everything was labeled A through W or 1 through 3. Well, this profile completeness key defines each one of those things. They're in alphabetical order here, and they're listed in the way that they appear when you go into your profile editor. This profile key also explains how to get there. So if you have agents who can't come into the Market Center and attend the workshop in person, at least you could give them this profile completeness key document. First, it tells them how to access the profile editor. They log into MyKW. They'll go up to the upper left corner, click the profile link as that photo shows, and it brings them to that contact information comparison page, which has all of those columns of contact information. They're going to start with their agent referral profile. So they'll navigate to the column labeled Other. It says My Referrals under it. Click Edit. And these are the fields that they will complete. Actually, there are more fields in the profile editor in the referral section. However, these are the only ones that contribute to the 100% profile completeness score. And again, these letters A, B, C, D, they all show you where to find that piece of information on the profile. Okay, so you've got a profile map for kw.com. Here's what the profile map looks like for the referral profile. And it explains here, when an agent finds you through the agent referral search on MyKW, you want to make sure that you have the best profile possible so you look like you're best qualified to handle their leads. So again, we've taken Annie Agent and filled out her profile so that, as this example shows, if somebody's looking for someone in Austin to handle military relocation needs, Annie comes up in the search. And again, each piece of the profile, everything from her name to designations to referral notes and service areas, each thing is labeled A through W, or website is labeled with the 1. Anything in green, these things aren't included in your profile score, but they show up on the profile, and so we give some minimal instructions on how to take care of those items. So thank you for the comments. Sorry, I'm not able to turn my attention to all the questions and comments coming in, but I definitely will as we finish today. So those are the handouts for students, and then back on the toolkit for instructors, you've got a preparation checklist, just a list of things to do. One of them is, not the least of which, going through the workshop yourself, being familiar with everything you're going to ask your students to do, and actually trying to get your profile, if you have an agent role, getting your profile to 100% complete. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can use the map that you just saw and show that on the screen in the workshop. In fact, that might actually be easier because then your students are looking at the same thing. The introduction message to participants, as I mentioned, that's text that you can copy and paste into an email, send that to people a few days before the workshop, attach those PDFs so they know what to expect when they walk in. Then during the workshop, this is your step-by-step facilitator guide. It tells you ask them this, show them this, discuss this. It walks you through everything. So they're not just filling in fields and listening to you, but you're actually engaging them in discussion. What makes a good biography? Why are service areas important, and why should you think about all the different ways you can spell a city, or what are the neighborhood nicknames? Those are all things that consumers might use when they search for you, so you want to have those in your service areas. So it covers all of that. Not to mention you're getting them to 100%. And then, as always, we like to include a follow-up. So you've got an email template that you can send to participants after the workshop. One reason is that a lot of the changes that they'll make to their profile may not take effect for 24 hours. So that follow-up email reminds them to go look at their profile a day later. If there's something that they still don't like, or they didn't quite get to finish it in the workshop, then they should time block to make those changes. And then the follow-up message also mentions other training, such as Ignite and some training videos that we have that they can use to take their online presence development even further. So we really look forward to your feedback on that workshop. So please let us know what you think once you have a moment to schedule it and teach it in your market center. Okay. So a couple more things before we wrap up today, and that is, this was in the blog today, but these 3 vanity URLs were created, again, so back to that scenario, you've got agents who can't come into the market center, but they want to get their profile complete. Maybe they're pretty self-sufficient. You can just send them this link, kw.com/profile, and it's just a very scaled down version of that profile completeness key. So it just, again, gives them the basic information. What field do I fill out to get to 100%? How much is it worth? All of that is explained. We've always had that on answers.kw.com. It's just gotten a facelift. It matches the order in which the fields are listed in the profile editor, and there's also a little bit more explanation about each one. And the other two URLs are self-explanatory. One tells agents how to recover their username and password for MyKW, and then the bottom one is for changing their kw.com email password. So what's coming up? Here's the list of events for next week and the week after. On Monday, we're going to follow up to Kevin's webinar this past Monday, which was about thinking big and setting your goals for 2016 and what focus areas those goals should be in. On Monday, we're going to take that to the next step, which is putting those goals into action using the 411 and Google Calendar. So the 411, if you've learned about it, as you know, Gary Keller recommends that you don't just time block for the events and the activities in your business and job, but also your personal financial goals and your personal goals, your whole life. So your 411 can be used to set the activities and goals to reach your successes that you desire in all areas of your life. And Google Calendar can also be used so that you can share and be accountable to others for making sure you're getting what you need to do to reach your goals. On Thursday of next week and Friday, we will not be here. That's the Thanksgiving holiday in the US, so we won't have an ambassador webinar next Friday, but we'll come back and pick those up again on Friday, December 4th. And then we might as well look at the week of November 30th. On Monday, one of your goals might be to start blogging or to take a look at your blog plan and take it up a notch, maybe get on a schedule. Katrina Benton, one of our ambassadors, and she's a SEO wizard, will be delivering that webinar. So don't miss that. So look out for more information about it, but it's the same registration link that you've always used for our Monday webinars. Okay. So in closing, I have a tool that I found called Twigley, and I'm just going to throw it out there and see what everyone thinks of Twigley. And you tell me if you think this is something that you might be able to use when you're collaborating remotely. Yes, we have Google. If you're working with people that aren't on Google or are outside of the kw.com domain, sometimes it's nice to have other options. And I just thought this would be really fun. So this is twigley.com. I am going to start a meeting, and then I'm going to invite all of you to join in. So I'm going to start a meeting, which really is a whiteboard. And when it comes up, notice up in the right corner, I can change my name. So I will change it to Brenda Harrelson. And I would like everybody, I'm going to send you this link in just a moment, to come on in and tell Kevin and me what you're most looking forward to on Thanksgiving Day. And if you are in Canada and you've already celebrated, what did you enjoy? So for example, I am looking forward to the Macy's parade. That is my thing. I grew up near New York. I've got to watch the Macy's parade in order for it to be Thanksgiving. So now I'm going to take this link and I am going to send it to all of you through the chat field. So when you see it, click it. And then we're going to see a bunch of guests popping up in the window. You can change your names and just start adding. Look at the toolbar up at the top. You can add text. You can add images. It's pretty basic, but tell us what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Tell us what you think of this tool. Is this something that you could use? You have wonderful art skills, all of you. A day off. Someone's trying to write a word. Family, I'm going to guess that's saying. Isn't this fun? Yes, it's fun, but what a great way to do a quick brainstorming session with others that you're collaborating on. And again, it takes no registration in advance. Anybody can join in. As far as I've been able to find out, there are no limits to how many people can join. The drawback is that it can get kind of messy if everybody's drawing, but I think this is beautiful, and I'm going to take a screenshot. Oh, what happened to it? I didn't clear it. Okay, and yes, as somebody noticed over on the right side, it's also got a little chat window built in. So someone is looking forward to being technology free for a day, cold weather in Atlanta, TG at the beach, the trimmings that go with turkey, shopping, sleep, spending time with my daughters. I don't need to read these. You can all see them. This is awesome. Okay. So yeah, who's drawing the dog? That's very impressive. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you have time to stay on, we'll go through and take a look at your questions that have come in, and anything that I'm not able to answer, we will get back to you within the next week. So we will be here Monday through Wednesday next week, and then we're off Thursday and Friday. There also will not be a blog next week. So all of that will resume on Friday, December 4th. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to mute myself and take your questions. Otherwise, have a great weekend and have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.